Oh,
Hello.
how are you?
The last interview I did tape, and there was a point in that interview when he said, I want you to turn the tape off, only once. And that was when he talked about his relationship with his sister.
I didn't talk to him about his sisters. I was basically talking about crimes with him.
Really? Did you? But even earlier on, he didn't tell you that.
No, I didn't. He was always protective with his family. I mean, he would tell me things that I wouldn't even ask him about.
Bill Hagmaier, he was the major FBI agent on the case. He had spent a lot of time with Bundy, much more time than I did. So that's why I wanted to see him. Each of us was close to Bundy in a different kind of capacity. We were the ones that Bundy trusted.
Well, I was assigned to the behavioral science unit, and they had already started to do some research on murderers, and Bundy's name came up. So I wrote him a letter, just general letter, and Ted invited me to visit him.
Were you able to get Bundy to talk much about his family and his childhood?
We talked about it quite a bit. He wasn't telling the truth on all this, I know. Everything was cotton candy for him and his family. He didn't want to say anything bad about his family at all, or his mother.
Bundy's mother was impregnated by someone, we're not sure who it is. I asked her something about how she felt when she knew she was pregnant, and I don't know if I actually said abortion or if she brought it up, but she said, he, now meaning the father, he took me to a doctor. The doctor gave me pills for an abortion, but nothing happened. And
so it was an attempted abortion that didn't succeed.
Yeah, which is not supposed to be so good for the baby. Her father made arrangements for her to go up to a home for unwed mothers called the Lund Home. She was at the Lund Home for 2 months and then gave birth to him. She wouldn't allow her father to come up at all until after the baby was born. And she signed papers saying he could be put up for adoption. And then her father came up and brought her home back to Philadelphia. However, for 2 months, he kept saying, we have to get the baby back. We want the baby back. And finally, she gave in. She went and picked the baby up, brought the baby home, and then her father insisted that he be known as the baby's father, and that the baby call him father, and that Louise be known as his sister. He was an incredibly violent man, and apparently a very, very disturbed man, according to interviews that I've had with relatives.
Your grandfather had an extraordinary temper, a violent temper.
That may well be true. The only time I can remember my granddad being angry is one time I left the chicken coop door open and he got angry and I ran away.
The whole family knows the story that in the car while the grandfather was driving, one of his younger brothers, I believe, said, oh, tell us about Ted's real father. And apparently the grandfather was out of his mind, filled with rage.
He had total control over Bundy's mother. He had total control over how this child was going to be raised. And the family told Dorothy that they had to help the mother and the child, Ted, escape from the father and go cross-country to get away from him.
Things were horrendous for Bundy from conception on.